Hello everyone, welcome to my review of Child's Play 2. This movie is not only one of my favorite horror sequels of all time, it is also my favorite Child's Play film by far, and it is also my second favorite horror film as of right now. Yes, spoiler alert for this review and spoiler alert for this movie as well. I love Child's Play 2. I have rewatched this film 4 times in the past year. I love it. If I'm in the mood for a horror movie that I just want to have fun with and not necessarily be scared by, Child's Play 2 is one of my #1 picks. I love this movie and it is entertaining as fuck. Also, this shirt was made for me. Chucky is my second favorite horror icon right next to Freddy Krueger. But I'm not talking about that movie today. I am talking about Child's Play 2, the sequel and the follow-up. This movie delivers a lot more than the first Child's Play movie does, and I really enjoy that movie. So I'm going to talk about 3 main things that I love about this movie and why I watch it every single time. And #1, of course, has to be Chucky himself. I love Chucky. I love his personality, how much of an asshole he is, but he kills a lot of people at the same time that you want him to kill, that you actually kind of want to die. And this movie is a perfect example as to why Chucky is one of my favorites, and why I love this character, and why I love Brad Dourif as this character. I think personally, this is the best Chucky that he's given us in terms of his voice work. It is amazing.
You little shit! Do you know what you've done? It's too late! I've spent too much time in this body! I'm fucking trapped in here!
But I come to this movie for Chucky every single time. My favorite death in pretty much the Child's Play franchise as of right now is definitely Miss Kettlewell. I absolutely love this shot.
You've been very naughty, Miss Kettlewell.
As well as this shot. This is one of my favorite shots of Chucky in the entire movie. I absolutely love the face that he makes in this moment. And then of course, you have Phil's death. How's it hanging, Phil? Just one of the best lines before a kill I've ever seen, especially for an asshole like him. But Chucky is just relentless in this movie. Now that we don't have to worry about trying to guess whether or not this doll is actually possessed or not, this movie is just a blast from start to finish. Chucky wastes no time. The first kill in this movie is damn within the first 2 minutes of the film. It's so good. And of course, Chucky's built-in reset switch is so easy. You just rebuild the doll and all of a sudden it's coming back. And they use, I believe the endoskeleton on the inside is the original piece and then just put new plastic over it. But this movie is a complete blast, and again, Chucky is the main reason why I show up for this movie. But the other thing that I actually really appreciate in this movie is the whole foster family situation that happens in this movie. And the mother is really sweet. I always feel bad for her in this movie, actually. She's just a victim of the circumstances in this movie, and she's pretty tragic, but the stepdad, or the dad, I cannot stand him. You just want him to die. In a way, I kind of understand where he's coming from, but he's just coming off like such an asshole about it because we love Andy Barclay so much. And I love Kyle in this movie. Yes, same name as me, but I'm really excited for the Chucky TV series to see where it's going. Speaking of which, I'm actually really enjoying that show right now, and it's one of the reasons why I decided to review Child's Play 2 as one of my horror films for the first October of my time doing this. But she is definitely one of the coolest, if not the coolest side character in this entire franchise. She is just awesome, and I love watching her and Andy team up at the end. But I appreciate the fact that they actually drop a hint that they do the foster family thing because she can't have a kid, and I really like the fact that this movie actually addresses it for a short time. And that's another reason why I feel so bad for the mom in this situation. I really do. Listening to the things that Phil says, I can't imagine what was actually going on through her mind, and then Chucky, kills her off. But yeah, the foster family situation in here I actually really appreciate. I appreciate when a movie dives into it and makes me feel like it actually addresses the family situation of it. There's a heartfelt scene where Kyle and Andy are talking right before Andy finally decides to take matters into his own hands in this movie, and I think it's great. But the third thing I want to address is the finale of this film. This is easily one of my favorite third acts in a film. Horror, action, adventure, whatever. I love the fact that Chucky is just barely too late in being able to transfer his soul into Andy, and it's just seeing him as the complete murderer that he is, trying to kill Andy Barclay for the first time in this franchise. It's really, really suspenseful and really tense. And when Chucky does start getting slowly dismembered, he loses his hand, he loses his legs. I mean, and Chucky just still keeps coming after them. And it's so relentless. I love this scene right here, which I'm about to show.
Got you now, Andy. And you know what I'm gonna do to you? I'm gonna cut off your legs, too.
And then his head blows up like a giant balloon and his head explodes. And the movie ends like a couple seconds after that, where Andy and Kyle walk off into the near future. And even though we know what's going to happen next in this franchise, we don't really know what happens throughout the course of years between Child's Play 2 and 3. We just know he's been through, I guess, some foster systems a bunch of times at this point. I love the finale of this movie and the way it ends. I mean, Chucky is just so relentless in this moment. And again, Brad Dourif's voice work here, the screams that he makes when he's getting hurt, it's so good. I love Child's Play 2, and I will keep rewatching it for years to come. Oh, and did I mention the music? The music soundtrack for this film is pretty well done. It is one of my favorites of the franchise for sure, and I really like the first theme song as well. And me personally, I've always found it really creepy, the idea of dolls being possessed by anything, really. But the fact that Chucky is possessed by a serial killer who doesn't necessarily want to scare you, he just wants to kill you, that is the making of a great horror icon right there, in my opinion. I love the atmosphere of this movie, I love the tone of this movie, I love the kills in this movie. Easily some of my favorite Chucky scenes that we've gotten in this franchise. The TV series is starting to add some, I'll just say that right now. But I love pretty much everything about Child's Play 2. I mean, even in the 4 times that I watched it, I constantly tried to see if I found anything negative with it, and there's really nothing I would change about this film. I love Child's Play 2 to death, and I would feel like an asshole if I didn't do this. Child's Play 2, I must give an A+. Yes, I cannot deny how I feel. In my eyes, this is a perfect horror film. And if you like the first Child's Play movie or love it, and you haven't seen this one yet, give it a shot because I think it's better by pretty much almost every aspect of it. So what do you guys think of Child's Play 2? Is this one of your favorites in the franchise? Is this one of your least favorites in the franchise? Please comment below and let me know. Also, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and please support my channel. I would absolutely appreciate it. Once again, thank you very much. I don't really know what other plans I have for October. I'm thinking of reviewing The Shining and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the latter of which I actually have never seen yet. Please give me any feedback about this video, what you like about it, what you don't like about it. I hope it was fun for you to watch. I know it was very entertaining for me to review this movie and me to talk about this movie in my opinion. But I love Child's Play 2. It's easily one of my favorite horror films, and so I absolutely appreciate you guys' support. Once again, thank you very much. Agent